Okie dokie, this is what we're looking at for the dollar. Let me start with news. For news today, federal funds rate just came out earlier today with a cut, which is what was forecasted. Everybody kind of expected that, right? But the dollar had a bullish reaction off of it. Don't really know why, right? Because you usually expect the dollar to have a bearish reaction off of having an interest rate cut, right? But whatever. Some people have said that it's because like it's already priced in because the Fed had announced that they were planning on cutting interest rates multiple times before the end of the year, right? And since they said that, we already made a bearish move and took out a large pool of sell-side liquidity beforehand. So maybe that's why. I don't really know, to be honest. I'm not sure why the dollar is still having a bullish reaction off of an interest rate cut. Anyways, bullish reaction off of fund rates. Price did close below. This is previous week's high. Price did close below previous week's high, which isn't preferred for what I'm looking for. I'm looking for bullish dollar because we had this reaction off of this new week opening gap. Boom. We have, this is Friday, this is Monday. New week opening gap, right? Reaction off of it. Boom. We did take previous week's high, yes. And usually I like to look for trade in line with the previous week's high or previous day's high sweep, or vice versa for a week's low or day's low, right? But we've already had that reaction during Asia. So I'm looking for bullish dollar. Order flow is obviously bullish, and we're close to this. I think this is actually our current monthly, yeah. We're close to our current monthly high, so that's what I'm looking for to target. Obviously for today, I'd say that previous day's high is more likely rather than this overall high, right? But this is just my overall drawn liquidity. So direction is bullish dollar. I'm trying not to overthink too much for direction in specific. I need to just like do my analysis and stick with it, right? So basically my analysis for the bullish dollar is obviously Monday, Tuesday, low of the week taps into this new week opening gap. And then today we had interest rates which pushed us and closed higher past this bearish for value gap, right? And we did take out previous week's high, but that's the only thing really showing that we would be bearish. And then obviously the daily candle that we're on right now so far has tapped into what looks like it would be the low of the week, or sorry, low of the day inside of this new week opening gap. And yeah, we are also working inside of this 4-hour for value gap, but I'm not really using that as a stage. I would more so be using new week opening gap as a stage, but it honestly doesn't even matter. 1 hour, this doesn't look the best on the 1 hour, right? Because obviously the scenario here is Asia opposing range, right? So Asia displaced, right, leaving for value gaps, even redelivered rebalances against us. But on the euro, it looks way better. So with the opposing range, I like to look for the closest opposing for value gap to get closed through. And then I'll usually look for an entry on like the retest. Or if there's like a 15-minute for value gap inside of it, or like, you know, a little bit deeper than the bottom of this 1 hour for value gap, then I'll look for that. And then stop loss at the overall high. So yeah, that's kind of the game plan. I'm just gonna be waiting. Like I said, it's pretty similar for euro as well. I did mark up this rejection block, or not rejection block, sorry, this order block, because I think that this is where price would, I mean, it overlaps with OTE, but I was just looking at this as where price would reverse. So yeah, that is pretty much it. Now I'm just gonna wait for this 1 hour for value gap to get closed through, preferably in this 1 hour candle. If not, I'm also fine with that. I could let this 1 hour candle go up, retest this 1 hour 1 hour order block, and then have the next 1 hour candle close past it, and then I would enter off of the last 1 hour candle of London session. So alright, so I'm waiting for this 1 hour candle to close. I have my Top Step X ready. Looks like we are in there.
Order filled.
Boom. I'm in there for 2 contracts at 16,495. Oops. Is that 16,495? Yeah, 16,495. Stop loss at this overall high, and it's for 2 contracts. So let me change this. And then I'm just gonna set my TP here for now. So we did end up closing through it. You can see, obviously, 1 hour candle, boom, closed through it. It was hovering around there for a little bit towards the end, but this is my model, so I am in. I was hoping that there would have been like a 15-minute, but as soon as I saw this potential 15-minute get filled in, looked at the 5, I was like, yeah, no way. So looks like it did retest this old 5-minute for value gap, but not really worried about that. I'm already in. I have a decent entry. I'm chilling. The only downside to this is that the dollar does not have an opposing array. Or the opposing for value gap like the euro does. Technically, we do have this redelivered rebalance. Ignore that. 1 second. So that is nice, but like I said, I would prefer if it had the same 1 hour for value gap like the euro does. So yeah, we're in. Let's see what happens. Alright, so this is me checking in. Looking at the dollar and this reaction, I still think I'm on side for sure. This is where I'm at on the euro trade. I marked this at previous week's low because obviously that was kind of important. But I don't like how this 1 hour is closing. I'm not gonna lie. I'm thinking about cutting the trade early, but at the same time, I'm like, dude, I feel like I'm on side, but do I want to hold this trade overnight is the question. Like, is that really something I want to do? We do have one more bit of news coming out in 7 minutes. So let's see. We have 2 hours left of this 4 hour candle. We have an hour left in this 4 hour candle. I'm not gonna lie, I am also waiting for a game to come out. Our Creators is coming out in like 36 minutes at 3:30 my time. So I think what I'll end up doing is I'll just wait. It sounds funny, but I'm gonna wait for that game to come out, play it for 30 minutes, and see where price is at by 4 a.m. my time when I'm getting ready to go to bed, and make my choice then. If the 4 hour candle obviously is just like not lower, like it's not showing us that it wants to go lower, and it is having somewhat of a reaction to, or I guess if the 1 hour as well also like closes a 1 hour candle, also closes a 1 hour candle like above this new bearish for value gap that we made, or something like that. You know what I mean? Then I'm just going to close it early where it is. Yeah, the only real reason I could see price still retracing is to tap into this fair value gap that we just cut through. One thing that will be important to me that I'll be watching is this 1 hour fair value gap. Yeah, that's the only one. See how the next 1 hour candle will react off of this. I'm assuming this redelivered rebalance here probably won't end up getting tapped now that I see this fair value gap getting closed through. The next 1 hour candle will probably make its low, tapping this and continue higher is my hope. I could see that being the case for Euro as well. Like Euro could do that and still continue lower. Euro GBP is still bearish. Yeah, still very bearish. Especially, well, I mean, obviously we have this giant up move, but we did just take these highs, which are crazy. I guess there's not really any reason for us to turn around right here. Besides like this giant wick, but yeah, order flow on Euro GBP is actually bullish. There hasn't been a 4 hour change in the state of delivery yet. So there's no reason to expect Euro GBP to push lower in our favor for Euro. Let me just see how GBP is looking. Not really any better, to be honest. Yeah, all good. So yeah, that's where I'm at. I kind of said a lot in that, so to simplify, I don't care about this redelivered rebalance. The game plan, to simplify the game plan, basically, I'm going to wait for one more hourly candle to close, and the Euro's 4 hour candle, and the Euro's 4 hour candle to close. And I'm going to see where price is at. So, because there's no reason for me besides on the 5 minute, right? This is the only thing is like we have had a change in the state of delivery on the 5 minute. But that's it. We haven't taken Asia's lows. We did take Asia's lows here. Okay, so there is SMT forming. Or I guess already formed. But the question is, will SMT run all the way to my stop? I doubt it. Yeah. So yeah, like I said, to simplify the game plan is to wait for this next hourly candle to close and Euro's 4 hour candle to close, and then see where we're at. Alright, so it's 4:30. We're halfway into the next hourly candle that I was waiting for. Let's look at dollar. So dollar is looking a lot better, obviously. 4 hour candle looks like it's going strong. I definitely got a little psyched out because of this retracement back into this, like for a price to tap this. It already tapped this inverse for value gap, but then it went deeper to tap into this redelivered rebalance and also tapped into this order block and then continue higher. But while it was down here, I was kind of freaking out a little bit. And actually, no, I wouldn't say freaking out, but I was definitely not happy about it, right? And I was considering just closing the position so I don't waste my time. But yeah, it is 4:30. I am going to bed. I do believe that the next 4 hour candle will end up taking this high. And same thing with Euro. I think that we will end up taking this low. We're getting pretty close to it. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna lay in bed, watch some streamers or whatever, play that game that just came out, and then when I'm getting ready to go to sleep, like I'm actually like eyes are slamming shut, I'm just gonna move my stops to break even, see where price is at, and I mean at the very least, definitely gonna adjust that just right now, take half the risk off the table. But what I want to do real quick, 82. Wait, yeah. Can I do? All right. So that way, just to be sure. So yeah, I think I'm actually just like willing to take a break even on this, because I literally just need 2%. Or sorry. Wait, yeah. 2%? Am I tripping? Yeah. I just need 2% on then I pass the account. So I'm just going to let this breathe as much as I can while I'm still awake to like monitor it. While, like I said, I'm watching streamers play that new game, Arc Raiders. Bro, Arc Raiders is lit. It's so fun. But yeah, I'm gonna let this breathe as much as I can, and then probably in about 30 minutes or so, move my stops to break even, go to sleep, and hopefully wake up to a past funded account. That'd be sick. So, yep. Alright. I'm going to bed. Stops at break even. We're over 15 minutes into this 1 hour candle, and it's looking like we are going to continue lower. Yeah. We could have a little bit more of a retracement, potentially. Like maybe into this 30-minute for value gap that it might end up making. Honestly, I don't see why. Holy, that's bright. I don't see why price wouldn't just run. Besides 0 GBP, keeping it down or keeping it up. But yeah, we'll see what it's like in the morning. Alright, take profit was smashed, and I undercalculated my TP a little bit, so I need $18.18 until I pass the account. I'm not gonna lie, I was thinking about like just taking a little trade, but this is just in consolidation for one, and for two, that would just be breaking my rules, and I don't want to pass my account on a trade that breaks my rules, even if it is only like $18. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm just gonna wait until next week, and then blow this out of the park with a regular trade. So, GG.